Okay, we're gonna do some casting, and actually turn that on because we'll probably need that. First of all, we need to make sure that our utensils are clean. So we'll take out all this used resin out of this cup here. Should come out relatively easy. Doesn't need to be perfect, but as long as it's close. I actually have already did some casts, so I know how much I'm going to need. So we're going to need 50 milligrams, milliliters, sorry, 50 milliliters of part A and part B. So part B, and now part A. There we go. And then those are our two parts. And so what I did is I wrapped it in rubber bands, and then I also hit it with the mold release. It's important to hit it with that. It prolongs the use of the mold itself. So we did both, and I have some extra dump molds. If we have a little extra, we should have a little bit, so we'll put some in there and some in this toad here. Next thing is I have toppers, and these are to make it sure that it's flat. So we have one there, and we have one there. So let's mix the two together, and we'll put it in pressure pot for at 30, probably 31-ish psi. I like doing part B first into the mixing cup because part B is a little thick. So we'll use this. Let gravity do a lot of the work, but we'll have to finagle some of it out of there. And we'll put that over there. And now this side is very thin, very viscous. So as soon as we put it in there, we don't have very long. We have 2-minute pot life, and we need to get it into the mold relatively quickly. So we mix it as best as we can here. Doing everything we can to spin in the cup, trying to get the walls a little bit. And remember, this goes off really quick, so once we're done mixing, I'm just going to throw that in there. And then what I learned in my previous cast is I need to actually tilt it like this while filling, so a lot of those bubbles get out. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake here. It'll help me get most of those bubbles out of there. And we'll fill it most of the way up. And then we'll set it in there. Now these, it was the same kind of concept. We'll put a little bit in there on this side, a little on that side, and we'll kind of zhuzh it around a little bit. This is the hope to get most of that bubbles out of there. And then once that's in there, I'm going to put that in there, and we'll fill it up the rest of the way here. That should be good. Up right there. And there. Okay. We'll put a little bit in this little token over here because I think that's cool. Kind of get it flat around there, and then we'll pour the rest into the toad. The toad is going to be just my regular dump mold. I'm going to pour it all in there as much as I can. I know that it won't be filled, but it'll be good enough. Now we'll put our cappers on here. You'll notice they're trying to float away. Don't want that. This will make sure that we have a flat top. Then we put our bolts on. They don't need to be like crazy tight, and if you make them too tight, you might cause an air bubble inside of the silicone mat around it. So just tighten them as good as you can, and then you let in all the air. Now I might kick off my air compressors, let's be ready for that. So there we go. And now let me show you. That's what we'll leave it on. We'll leave it like that for 30 minutes. And then we'll come back and I'll meet you guys in the basement and we'll check it out.